Honey, I'm home. Family?
We're downstairs.
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to review Tiny Furniture, and before I start I just want to apologize for the way I pronunciate the director's first and last name. It's kind of dicey. Tiny Furniture is the first film. It's written and directed by Lena Dunham, and Dunham's more widely known from the HBO original series Girls, and she's the main. I think she's like one of the main stars in the show, and she directs it and she also writes it. So she does a lot with that HBO show. Tiny Furniture is the story of Aura, played by Lena Dunham, who, after graduating college with a degree in film, was recently dumped by her boyfriend, who has to move away to Colorado, and with no job she returns home to her mother's Tribeca loft in New York City. When she returns home, she's greeted by her mother, Siri, played by Laurie Simmons, and her younger sister, Nadine, played by Grace Dunham, which is, here's a fact for you, both Laurie Simmons and Grace Dunham are her real-life mother and sister. And this movie takes place in Lena Dunham's actual home, her Tribeca loft in New York City. So that was one of the things I thought was pretty cool, and knowing that going into the movie made it all the more interesting. So throughout Aura's time spent in her mother's Tribeca loft, she attempts to become independent with the hopes of defining herself and figuring out her purpose as a human being.
Shalom.
Hi. Really good to see you.
Good to see you too. You look so pretty.
Oh, are you serious? I feel like this outfit just screams like I've been living in Ohio for 4 years. Take me back to your gross apartment and have sex with me. Honey, I'm home. Family? I live here with my mom and my sister, who's 17. I just got off a plane for Ohio. I'm in a postgraduate delirium.
I think you sound like you're in the epilogue to Felicity.
So let's start off with the first thing. If you're familiar with the HBO original series Girls, you're going to really like this movie, I think, because the writing is identical because, well, she wrote this movie and she wrote Girls, and the pacing feels about the same. You know, it takes a lot of time to establish things, and the dialogue shared between characters feels the same. Now, I saw the first 3 episodes of Girls before seeing Tiny Furniture. Wasn't that bad. I actually thought the pilot was really good. And here's another thing. In this movie, there are even characters from the TV show in the movie, Tiny Furniture. So Jemima Kirk, who plays Charlotte in the movie, is also Jessa Johansson from Girls. I think Jemima Kirk's character in this movie, she gave a great performance here. She acts as Aura's long-lost friend from when they were babies. And she also acts as her mentor. She acts as Aura's mentor. She gives her personal tidbits of advice when she's going through a lot of hardship and all this other stuff. And honestly, a lot happens in this movie. The main positive thing I can tell you about this movie is that Lena Dunham is an amazing writer. She makes these characters not only believable, but likable, for the most part. But she makes them believable and authentic. The fact that each character has their own personality complements Lena Dunham's skills as a writer, and she's really quite good at making a very good narrative here. Other characters include Jed, played by Alexander Karpovsky. He's the male character in this movie that actually stays over Aura's mother's Tribeca loft while Aura's mother and her younger sister are looking for colleges. So he basically crashes at their house and you know, he like kind of leeches off of them. There's also Keith, played by David Call, and he acts as the sous chef in the movie. He's a sous chef in a restaurant that's nearby the Tribeca loft and acts as the love interest. So as much as I like the writing, I kind of felt that there should have been more coming from the male characters. I kind of thought that the female characters were written very well, but the male characters not so much. Particularly, I didn't like Jed all that much. I didn't think there was much to his character. So I felt female characters, well executed. Male characters, could have been more from them. They just didn't come off as, well, interesting as the female characters. Some of my favorite moments in the movie are conversations shared between Aura and her younger sister Nadine. I think that Grace Dunham as Nadine did a great job. She was not only funny, but she was genuine. To me, she was my favorite character.
The guy that I thought I was going to marry just moved to Colorado. Cut me some slack.
You were not gonna marry him. He's like a little speck of granola on a bowl of homemade yogurt.
Also, Laurie Simmons playing Aura's mother. She did a fantastic job too. She's a family artist that takes pictures of tiny pieces of furniture. Hence, that's where the movie gets its name. This movie is definitely not going to be for everyone. It has its moments where it just kind of drags, and it can be slow. Towards the end, I really wanted it to wrap up and not just keep being prolonged and all this stuff. But it does end, and it is somewhat satisfying. So even though the male characters aren't well written as the female characters, and it can have its slow parts, especially towards the end, it can kind of just keep going. I really love this movie. I thought it was really well done. Lena Dunham's first feature-length film. She did a great job in writing it, directing it, and acting in it. Great job by Lena Dunham. So as I start my preparations for college, I felt that the story's narrative kind of hit home. You know, I felt that the narrative was excellent, actually. There are even moments in this film that are funny and bittersweet, which is really interesting. So I'm going to give this movie 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. So, though, like I said, it's probably not going to be for everybody, I still think it deserves a look at. It's really interesting when you know a lot about Lena Dunham beforehand. So thanks for watching. Thank you all for watching my review of Tiny Furniture. I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye, guys.